Sony selling wearable air conditioner for roughly $130. Interesting engineering. Xbox reportedly interested in acquiring WB Interactive, IGN. The Last of Us 2 players spot tiny detail that presents massive implications for the ending, GamesRadar Re. 5 reasons why Oppo Reno 3 Pro is the best sleek smartphone you can get in 2020 on a budget, says. Google Chrome tests throttling background JavaScript timers to improve battery life, XDA developers. Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra pops up in apparent real-life images gallery 9 to 5 Google. Here we go again, more than 24 Android apps caught stealing your data, BGR. Naughty Dog VP talks PS5 following release of Last of Us Part 2. GameSpot. Watch the Poco M2 Pro announcement live here, GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. OnePlus Nord release date leaks. Here's when to expect it. Tom's got